Hey, theatricals! Emily Stamets here, life coach for women in theater and grown up theater kids across the world. Today, I want to talk about the extra step we need to take when we are starting something new. Now, sometimes there's something new coming up in our lives, and we want to, we feel like we should be really excited about it and really enthused and driven to work towards it. But there's something about it that feels heavy or that feels unaligned or that is just making us not as excited as we think we should be. Now, before I dive into that, I wanted to just say I just came home from Creative Mornings San Diego. This was my first Creative Morning. And if you haven't checked this out yet, you absolutely should. Creative Mornings is a worldwide free breakfast lecture series. They're in 200 cities across the world. So do a quick Google, find Creative Mornings in your area and get there if you can. Every month there's a new topic and everyone in the world has a speaker on that same topic. My topic this morning, or the topic this month, was water, and our speaker was an amazing woman who founded Good Neighbor Gardens here in San Diego, and she is doing amazing work. So she talked about the water cycle and conservation and water and gardening and all sorts of cool things. So check out Creative Mornings. If you're already part of it, let me know. If you have never heard of it, please do and get there, because I think it is incredibly inspiring and a fantastic idea. Okay, now let's dive into the topic. Now, this is coming from a mini session that I did close to probably a year ago now. Actually, it's been a long time. And it is with someone who was moving. She was buying a new house, and she was like, we should be really excited. Like their family was growing and they just needed to get into a bigger space so that they could accommodate all of the children that they were accumulating. And she was like, I feel like we should be really excited to be looking for this house and house shopping. And we just can't really get ourselves to buckle down and do the open houses or talk to the realtor or, do the stuff that should be really fun and exciting. This happens. And for her, it was, buying the house. For you, it might be starting your book or writing chapter 2 of your book. It might be getting the theater company up off its feet. It might be reviving a project that you started a long time ago that you really want to get back to and get started. Those things that were I know, you can feel yourself being called to it, and you know that it's a thing that is good and you want it, but you can't seem to make yourself get excited. Here's what the solution was in her case. And I think that this is something that helps us to flip. Instead of thinking about what is the thing I'm working on and how can I get excited about that thing, turn it around a little bit. Literally imagine yourself standing on a path, and that's the thing that's in front of you that you feel like you should be excited about and you're just not. Literally turn around, and not literally, metaphorically, okay? Metaphorically, turn around and look backwards. And look at what you're leaving behind. In her case, she wasn't able to get excited about the new house and shopping for the new house, partly because she and her husband hadn't yet honored or said goodbye to their first house. That was the house that they had. It was their first house they bought. They had saved, and it was a big deal. It was a big accomplishment to be able to buy the house and to be able to live in it and start building their family there. And they hadn't given themselves the space to really celebrate that and to say goodbye. Okay, so sometimes the lack of excitement or the lack of motivation or the lack of drive to work on the new thing has nothing to do with the new thing, and it has nothing to do with your relationship to it or anything like that. It might just be your relationship to what's behind you and what you might be saying goodbye to. So take a moment to think about that. When I do this new thing, what has to change for me? What am I leaving behind? What is, what was the step that got me here on the way to this? And then do whatever release ceremony works for you. Some people like to write letters. Some people you could dance around a campfire, whatever it is that feels good for you to say goodbye. I know if I were saying goodbye and I did this, the house that we left a couple years ago, I just walked through each room and remembered the things that had happened in that room, right? Both happy and sad, and just let myself sort of move through the emotions of each space in the house. And giving myself that time was really, really valuable. simply as a tool of letting go, right? Of saying, thank you, being grateful for having this thing and had the opportunity to be there, and then also having the opportunity to move forward. So that's the thought that I have for you today. Let me know if that helps. I always want to know. So leave a comment, or you can always email me, hello at emilystamets.com. Oh my gosh. I can't even tell you how many times I type the word email instead of my first name. It happens all the time. Hello at emilystamets.com. I do want to hear your thoughts on this. And if this is something you're working on / struggling with, please, please, please schedule yourself a mini session. They're totally free. It's 10 minutes on the phone with me, and we'll work through where you're at, where you're stuck, and I'll give you strategies to help you move through it. All right? Awesome. So until next time, look both directions on your path, forward and backward, and enjoy your show. Bye.